say 15,000 in a month, I need to understand your current financial situation. Okay, could you please provide me with some details? Okay, so I have to give how much salary I earn, how much expenses I have. Okay, so all those things I have to provide to the agent so that it could able to fulfill the information. Right. So now here I just again closing this window. I haven't written any code for that. Okay, so now I'm just going to get back to my code. Again I have to rework on it. Okay. Okay, so now here, so now I am just going to make my finance agent learn about my personal, say, like the personal finance details. Okay, so for which I have written a function. Okay, so I'll explain this function here. Okay, so the function name is get user personal finance data. Okay, so I have given this name. Okay, so very in simple terms, this is called as a function. Okay, actually this is going to act like a tool which is going to provide the finance details to the agent. Okay, so in simple terms, very in a programming language term, it is called as a function. We are using them, you know how to create a function. Okay, so now this is acting as a tool to the agent. Okay, so this is going to act as a tool. Okay, this is the name of the function, and here this function is going to produce output in the form of a dictionary. Okay, so which is what is being denoted here. Okay, so in order to use a dictionary, okay, so in the header section, third line, you have to include this data structure. Okay, so from typing, import DIC dictionary. Okay, so this I have done. Okay, so now getting inside the function, the first section it is a simple doc string. Okay, so anything given, so at the beginning of the function, so it is very important to give some description about a function. Okay, so when you have done any simple programs, Python programs, you would have skipped this part. Okay, so but when you are doing any program like this, okay, GPT program or Agentic program, okay, so it is essential you give a small description about this function at the beginning. Okay, so this should be included within triple quotes. Okay, this section is called as dot string of a function. Okay, so here it is not called as a comment. Okay, so for comment also we use the same triple quote. Okay, so but here when it is given within the function, we don't call it like a comment statement. It is called as a dot string which has the explanation about the function. Right. So now here, so this function it is returning the user information. Okay. So return. Okay. It is returning in dictionary format, right? So what are all the expenses? What are all the earnings, expenses, all those information. Okay. So salary, how much salary? Monthly expense. Okay. So monthly expense is given in detailed way. Okay. How much EMI, groceries, travel, miscellaneous. So all those things are just given in detailed way. And what is the savings? Okay. And what are the other investments I do? Okay. So this is the personal information of a particular person. Okay. So here I have just defined this function and I have explicitly given the user information. You can also use some method to import a CSV file and give the user information. Okay, we can also do that. Okay, so here the user information I explicitly given. Okay, so this is what is there within the function. function ends. Okay, so this return statement and the function is terminated. Okay, so now here I'm just going to give this as a tool to my agent. Okay, so look at this. I'm just okay. So tools is equal to within square bracket. I'm giving the name of the function. Okay. Uh, Generally speaking, what you can infer from this Google search tool and what is this get user personal finance data? What is your inference? Google search, it is a inbuilt tool. Okay, so but this get user personal finance data, it is custom recreated the tool. Okay, so customers created, recreated custom tool. Okay, so generally, so we cannot call custom created tool and built-in tool together. That is why I just commented that line separately and I am just calling this tool here. Okay, so there is a way to call, but now I am not telling you. Okay, so we cannot call it together. Okay, so here I have commented this Google search tool. Now I am just giving only this custom generator. Okay, I am just calling this. So I am just saving it. So again I am avoiding this operation and look at this. Same question I am asking. Can you guide me how to save 15,000? Look at this. When I executed the previous time, so it didn't know about all my expenses. It gave a message like it was giving a message like give me your personal information so that I can help you. So it was giving a message like that. But now what has happened? Since I have included the tool, so it is automatically from my root agent, it is invoking the tool. So what tool it has invoked? Get user personal finance data. So now it has read those information and based on that, so it is giving some strategy to save 15,000 per month. Okay? So now you could see this output. So by just looking at this output, so what it has known already. Okay, so from its knowledge, so what it can give suggest me, so it is doing that work. Okay, So in case I can just give a custom generated, I can also create my own custom generated investment plan for the user. Okay, so for which I am just going to create another agent. Okay, so investment here. Stand up. Come and get up. Go stand at back. What do you want? You tell me what help you want. You can just listen. I told you not to disturb others. Okay, so here now I'm just going to create a second agent. Okay, so now this finance agent is going to communicate with the investment agent. Okay, so we're just going to see how two agents are going to get connected. Okay, right? So this finance agent folder, so you know how to create these two files, right? And I have explained all the details within that country. Okay, so now I'm just going to create so the next folder. Okay, so this folder again it is outside. Okay, see the structure. Okay, so this finance agent, assistant agent is a separate folder, and investment plan agent. Okay, so that is a separate folder. Okay, so again in this folder also you have to create two files. One is unit file and the other one is agent file. Okay, there is nothing wrong if you have same name for both the files. Okay, so as with the previous one. So again with this unit file, we are just going to have the same code. Okay, so from dot import agent.
Hi guys, this is the Elements Network and we're hosting a flagship event called Ataraxia from 11th to 13th Feb. We have several mini games, challenges, and events. If you like tech, we have that in Project Peacemaker. If you know about Quidditch, Harry Potter, we have that in Mario's Adventure. And if you just like making reels or taking pictures, we have that in Campus Capture and trust me, so much more. So please do check out and register. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Again, this is going to be a very simple agent. Okay, so investment plan agent folder, two files, unit file, agent file. Unit file what already you know that you already agent file. Okay, the same statements from google.adt agent import LLM agent. Okay, and here from google.adt Very clever. Okay, this is common for Mac as well as Windows. So now it is mentioned that we need to okay, I will just read this. Can you help me to date booking of the personal and understand investment plan today 15 lakh in 2 days. Okay, so now the root agent has started. That root agent it has invoked get user personal information data. That is custom created tool. So now from that there, so the investment plan agent that is being invoked. Okay, so that in turn will call Google search. Okay, to get me the investment plan to take 15 lakh in a year. Okay, so let's wait for the okay, the output is has given me. It is asking me to take 35,000. So I will write it. Okay, right? So now, so what I'm just deciding this agent to, even if I give all these things to ChatGPT or any GPT models, you will get the outputs, right? Why should I? The program is over. Are you clear how to create an agent at the environment? Okay, so clear, simple. This is a simple basic demo. Next, I'll show the next one. Okay, so now you just answer my question. Okay, all this information I can choose to give it to the GPT models and get the outputs. Okay, why? What is the meaning for me to create agentic? Adapt.
So the information doesn't get me.
Yes, adapt.
But connecting it to Google doesn't mean that the information can get me.
Of course, I am proving. So all your GPT models would have the Google support getting connected and to the network running. My case,
I feel it's not
method
like ChatGPT your
the road for
company's
the
data
agent.
to be data hybrid or security purposes?
Personalization. Yes. Personalization for who? Personalization for? Personalization for your business model. Yes. Okay. So for any business model. Okay. So of course all these information. Okay. What I gave, salary, all my expenses. Is it not my personal information? Okay. Is it not my personal details? Okay. Okay. Will you be giving all your personal details to ChatGPT? No. Okay. So we have our personal information. The same manner, each and every organization, okay, each and every company, they will have their own personal details. When we get any banking sector, any business model, okay, they will have their own personal information that cannot be shared. Okay, it can be shared among the employees or the customers. Okay, so the banking details can be shared with the customers or the banking employees. Okay, but it cannot be made open. Okay, so I cannot completely train a GPT with my database. Okay, so which has to be very secure. Okay, in that case, so for example, even the banking sector, they want to give an improved experience for the customers who are coming to their bank. Okay, they want to give some suggestions. Okay, this is how you invest. Okay, so that you can earn this much money. Okay, so these kind of services they want to provide. Okay, so likewise for their employees, some services. Okay, they want to have a very good experience with respect to the company. Okay, so each and every organization will like to provide some sort of services to the customers as well as their employees. Okay, so now for them, okay, they cannot go and trust give all their details to the LLM models, GPT models. Okay, so now what they are doing, so utilizing these LLM models, okay, they are creating personalized agentic model and they are going to use that model for their own organization to give a better experience for the customers and employees who are working in the organization or using the organization. Right. Okay, getting it. That is the reason that this agentic model became more popular. Okay, so this is going to give a customized, what he said is correct. Okay, customized experience for its employees or customers.